In a city like Berlin, you move through places that almost feel dreamless. Malls glowing under artificial skies, mannequins standing perfectly still, watching no one. Stations that speak in arrows and numbers, spaces that know exactly what they're for, but nothing about the people passing through them. They guide you, they organize you, they keep the world moving, but they don't reach out. They don't ask who you are or what you're carrying with you. They're just there, efficient and untouched, like a perfectly folded map.
We're at Museum Island. And I know it's a historical place and everything, but I too share some history with this place. So it all goes back to the first time I landed in Berlin. So it hadn't really hit me yet that I'm in a whole new country. The next day, however, an acquaintance of mine brought me here. We walked around the place and I felt like the place had so much of depth. While walking around, we got into this really deep conversation. She told me about all the realities of this place, how difficult it can get, and how lonely sometimes it could too. And it all hit me all at once. I realized that I'm no more in my own comfort zone in my home anymore. I'm in a whole different country with, all by myself. And that was kind of overwhelming and scary at the same time to feel, you know? I only see dead buildings with dead people inside. When you walk around, you don't really get any smiles up until you go ahead and smile at someone first. People on the S-Bahns or just walking on the street look so serious and grim all the time. It's kind of scary sometimes to even approach them. Most of them look so unapproachable. Days went by, I made a few friends, and we decided, let's go for a walk around Alexanderplatz. And we picked up a six-pack and we were drinking, we're walking around, and we stumbled onto this place again. And when we do stumble upon here, we go ahead and we sit and we're chilling, we're talking about each other's lives, about what our goals are and everything in between. And that's that moment right there, when we were chilling, we were laughing. Oh man, I laughed so hard that day. I couldn't even believe it. And now when I think about this place, I don't think about cold, lonely Berlin. What I think about is a beautiful city and that I might just fit in here.
And still, somehow the human slips in. A memory catches on a railing, a conversation floats between escalators, a feeling settles under the plastic case of a mannequin. Suddenly, the air changes, just a little. A place that was built for no one in particular becomes stitched to a moment that belongs only to you.
We are in Schlesische Store. This is very close to Warschauer Straße, that's over there. And I used to live around here. I used to have two very close friends who became my first family in this city. And we used to come here to hang out because there's a red light there. I think it's supposed to be like a location point. And we would come at night and sit here on the ledge looking at the water. And we would drink or just talk and would spend hours in here. I remember we would come back to my place at 2 a.m. and we were pretty much living together, honestly. It became almost like We were really a family. We would have sleepovers at my place almost every day. And now every time that I come through here, I remember them because we are not too close anymore. But I will always remember everything that we went through together, and I think that without them, my beginning in this city wouldn't have been so easygoing. I think they made everything manageable. I really love this place. I love the water. I love everything that is around. I became really accustomed to being around here, and I met some homeless people as well. I remember some of them. I run into them sometimes, and that's very cute. I think that we built some sort of relationship. I wish I could be better with them. I wish everything was easier, and when I remember the nights sitting here, I just feel like it made sense. I didn't really know how to socialize in the beginning, so having people that were so close to me just made everything easier because it meant that I didn't have to get out of my way to be around other people, and we were just each other's safe spaces. And I will always love this place because of that. I think this place is just like my birth in this city, and although I'm nothing like the person that I used to be, I will always feel connected. It's just crazy how a space can really mean something to you. I think that Berlin is a non-place in general. Like, I feel that it's a city that is lonely in nature because it's just like a haven for misfits, and it feels like it's a city that also runs with a certain anonymity and a certain unpersonality. I think that it's the same way that like Western values have implanted in me, because when I arrived, I still lived a lot like I lived back in Colombia. Like, I would just go out to the streets, even if it was winter, it was cold, and the street would become the space of communion or to hang out, and I think that's actually very important. But like, the more that I've spent time here, now that I have a job and I have some more money, I think that I also became accustomed to going to spaces that are designed to be in. And when you have the resources, it's easier, because I do think that it needs some effort to like make the spaces yours, and it needs also a community effort. And then the more that you just keep living your life in a consumerist way, it stops being so important, but it shouldn't. So I think this is also a good call for me to question my lifestyle compared to how I used to live.
This city is full of these in-between landscapes, these strangely tender non-places. They wander through the spaces that weren't designed for emotion, and find it anyway. People come here from everywhere, and their stories settle into the cracks. Quiet, delicate, unexpected.
We are in Potsdamer Platz, Berlin. I moved here 2 years ago. The first place that I ever came to in Europe in general was here, Berlin, and I came here to Potsdamer Platz. I stayed around the corner until I find an apartment, as it's very hard to find an apartment here. And this place became a memory because of the people that I actually met. I got to connect with a lot of friends of mine from the university, which made my experience way more better here. It was exciting at the beginning when I first came here because I didn't know no one, and then I was worried that I might not be able to make friends. But luckily, I met amazing friends here, and this place have a lot of memories because of that. And one of the highlighted memories that I have made here, I would say, is that me getting an email when I was at the station in Potsdamer Platz. I work here as a model, and then I wanted to actually walk in the Berlin Fashion Week, and I had no experience at all, even though I went for the casting and everything. But somehow, when I was going around in Potsdamer Platz and I got the email by telling that I got confirmed for one of the shows in Berlin Fashion Week, which made this place more memorable. I think I actually visit this place a lot more often than the other areas in Berlin. Obviously, I did feel people were like a little bit cold, but I think the memories just made it better. Like, they actually made me feel comfortable. Also the field, always in the summers, we always used to go and like sit and like chat and drink beers, obviously. I really enjoy it. During the summers, we used to hang out here a lot, and like Potsdamer Platz just make everyone dance, I guess. Like, it's very nice, like in the late nights, like we used to play music in this tiny park and then used to dance for it, and which made me very happy.